If you want to get better at backgammon, one of the best ways to do it is by watching top players play. But sometimes that's just not enough because you don't know their thought process and you don't know what the right play is. That's why it's useful to have a commentary and an XG feed. And that's exactly what I do in this video as my good friend and backgammon Grandmaster Steve Sachs joins me to do a commentary on the match he played against Ryan Rebelo. Thank you for joining me. I hope you enjoy this video. Please like and subscribe and you'll be notified every time I upload a new video. Let me know what you think in the comments below, what you'd like to see in future videos, and I'll work on it. If you love backgammon, you can become a member of this channel, giving you exclusive access to the most popular videos. My book, Backgammon Strategies, is available. There's a link in the description for where you can get it. And if you're interested in lessons, please contact me via email. My email address is also in the description. Again, in this video, it's my great pleasure to welcome back my good friend, Steve Sachs. Hello.
Hi, Alex.
How are you doing today?
I'm doing great. It's almost New Year's.
Yeah, it's almost New Year's. We're recording this just before New Year's, and it'll be released probably after the New Year's. Wishing you and your family a happy and healthy and prosperous New Year.
Oh, thank you.
So we're going to be doing a commentary on a match between you and Ryan Rebelo, of course, two of the best players in the world, and this was in the semifinals of the Bob Glass Masters jackpot at the California State Backgammon Championships. And I know you were good friends with Bob Glass. Do you want to take a moment to say something about him?
Sure. I mean, when I first started playing backgammon, I was 20. I mean, I started playing on the circuit when I was like 20, and Bob Glass, he wasn't even 29 yet, and he just passed away like last year at the age of 70. So I knew him for more than 40 years, and it was like he was a great friend. We went to tournaments together. We joked around. He had a very punny sense of humor. He used to come up with all kinds of puns, which I need to write those down so I can have them as access to tell interested viewers.
He was one of the few people who appreciated my humor as well.
Oh yeah, well, there's four of us, you know.
And he's still in the top 10 of the all-time ABT points.
Yeah, he and I we traveled the circuit from 97 to maybe 2010, and then he fell a little bit ill and he couldn't travel to tournaments anymore. But he still played in the local tournaments, and he did well. He beat me one time in the semifinals, and then he went on to win the tournament. And what else? But he did well in the online tournaments during the pandemic. He won the Beale Street was it Beale Street Blues tournament run by Joe Russell, Memphis, and Bob won the Masters in the main one year, and he won the main in the other year. So he did really well online.
Yeah, fantastic. We're certainly going to miss him. We're playing on, this is your beautiful talkie board. You'll be playing the white checkers at the bottom, Ryan, the blue checkers at the top, bearing off on the left. It's an 11-point match. The names of the players are above and below, along with their pip count and score. I've placed the images of the players, you on the bottom, Ryan at the top on the left, and I've enlarged the dice to make it easier to see. The clock is on the left-hand side. It's an 11-point match, 2 minutes per point with a 12-second delay. That's on the left side. The lower right is where you'll see the XG feed, and the upper right is where our cameras are. And here we go. So 2-1 for Ryan. For Ryan. So with the 2-1, I guess you were just chatting for a moment, right?
I think I was setting up the box that the clock came in to put
Oh
the
yeah.
top of.
Okay. So now he's going to start with the 2-1 slotting. And the double six, I'll read the dice to make it easier, but go ahead and tell us.
Is this at a little greater than normal speed?
This is the regular speed.
Really? Doesn't seem like it. Okay.
You can see the clock.
Oh, right. Yeah. That's
So now with a double one, He's gonna go ahead and advance the anchor.
Yeah, I like that play.
Okay,
He can make the his fight point at relative leisure, but he doesn't want to get attacked, so he just makes the anchor now as a preventive measure against me getting a lucky blitz going.
right now that you have 2 more checkers in the zone after the double six.
Yeah.
So are you considering a cube here?
Oh no.
No, okay.
There's not enough equity and not enough volatility to warrant a cube here.
Okay, so 5-1. Excuse me,
5-2.
5-2. 5-2, you
Okay.
slot the 4 point. Now double 4 for Ryan, makes the 5 point immediately. So XG prefers making the 4 point.
Well, fours are duplicated, and I have a 1 point board, and he has a 2 point board. So if I hit either one of those checkers and not be able to cover, it wouldn't be worth it.
And now with the 3-2, you slot the 5 and make the 4. 5-1. Double 1. Now 6-3. Okay, so now you were looking. Tell us about your thought process on this doubling decision.
Well, I mean, even if I already escaped the checkers on the 18 point, it'd probably still be a take. But he's triple slotted inside his board, and I am playing a better player, so I want to increase the volatility. I thought there was a chance it would be a no double, and for sure that he would take. But I don't have many anti jokers. Double aces is pretty bad. Even I wouldn't even care so much if I roll 6-1. The double sixes does leave my back checker stranded, but it is 24 pips. So I thought it was a very reasonable chance it was a no double, but I was still willing to, based on my opponent.
Where it's a comfortable take.
We're taking.
Okay.
I thought about it while I was thinking.
Right. So now 2-1.
Yeah.
Now 5-2 for Ryan.
Yeah, he's thinking about a couple of different things. I might have made the ace point there just because you're not leaving a shot and you still have your checkers in play. I mean, this gives me an ace that's really, really strong. It wasn't that bad a move. It was very close to being correct.
Okay, so double 1.
Okay. So just advance my back checkers while hitting.
Okay. 2-1, great roll.
This is an interesting game. All the games in this match were really interesting, but the way this one played out, I thought I was going pretty easily, but it still had some difficulty in finishing everything off.
So 2-1 hits. Can't come in with the 5-4. Now you're happy you doubled, of course.
Yeah, it looks like I'm gonna, send 6 checkers back.
3-2. So you hit there. And for the viewers, what's the purpose of hitting behind the anchor?
So it gets to, if I do get hit, I get to put my checker back into play, which will help prime him. But more importantly, if he doesn't hit me, then I can, collect all those blots, close the 3 point, and do basically a semi closeout. It didn't end up playing out exactly like that. It was kind of an interesting position. 3-2. So,
So there's the 2.
I mean, if I just safety the checker on the 10, giving myself a better chance to pick up both the blots, then he's got double 1 and double 2 to hit me back. This way he just has double 2 to hit me back. But now my 4s are good, which they don't escape. 5s and 6s escape and 4s hit. So that was maybe my plan at the time. And I did hit. And I don't necessarily like to pile a checker on top of a point that I want to clear, but I still have to escape my back 2 checkers, and I got 1s and 3s to close the 9 point. That was a good roll. Got out of there. Now I have a chance to 6 prime him.
It's very powerful to have a 6 prime against 2 anchors. Then the board will crunch on the other side.
More than likely, he's going to come in with something. And so this one very good. I had 1s and 3s to close the prime and 5s and 6s to get out.
XG liked slotting behind it. That was interesting.
Oh yeah, reasonable. So, so Ryan is considering whether to try to get hit and somehow time his way into a game, back game that works, but it's going to be pretty difficult. No matter what, he's got to hope I don't make the 6 prime. He can spring a 6 or 2. So he's looking at a variety of different plays here. He ends up making the correct play of just like hoping not to get primed in, which is a big favorite, and then getting a 6, which is 30%.
So now 5-2.
That's interesting. Well, actually, it is right because he's got such a good board. I don't want to get hit and then get a bunch of checkers tempoed back. This is pretty bad for him.
Right.
He's not out of it. He doesn't have any pieces out of play yet, but certainly not a favorable situation.
Now 6-5.
These are all relatively close, I imagine. I can't really see exactly.
Yeah. You could probably see it easier on your left.
Oh, you're right. Okay.
Now double 1. Just shifting to the 2 point.
Well, So, I mean, his 4s and 3s play pretty poorly. His 5s are killed, and 6s jump out.
You turned around the scoreboard.
There. That was very creative. If I was down 5-0, that really would have been a good.
Yeah, you switched the scores. So 6-2 comes in.
So
why did you turn the scoreboard anyway?
It fits more snugly going that direction.
Oh, I see. Okay. So now 5-2.
So what did I do? I played 6-4.
6-4. I guess you don't love a third checker on the 8 point.
Yeah, but it was correct though.
Yeah, they were close.
I mean, some
so
of
now
the
Ryan's
are a little bit
board.
Funny. 6-5 and 6-4.
So now with the 3-2, it likes clearing the 8 point now.
Yeah, I mean, because the only swing is on like a 5-2 or 5-1, because then he would be able to be able to maintain his board. But I might have some issues in clearing here. At least
so now you clear the 7 rather than the 8. Why?
Well, first of all, I'm actually clearing a point instead of piling a checker on top of a point that I want to clear. But additionally, his 5s are trapped. Some of his 5s, like 5-2, 5-1, 5-3, 5-4, and 5-6, they'd be able to come out, on their own. But I was kind of hoping to maybe have him lose one of his back anchors. So this left a shot automatic.
That was forced. Looking for 5s and 6s, doesn't get a double 2.
So you would think I'd have a reasonable chance to win a gammon here, but that's not how it played out.
5-4.
Yeah, so that's good. Get it in, get a piece off. I'm off the gammon. Even after the double aces here, I still had a little bit of trouble winning this game. Doesn't seem like that would be the case. Okay, force move. Oh no, it's cock dice. There we go.
6-3.
Oh, 6-3 is forced, yeah.
5-4.
Okay, I mean, under the circumstances, it's a good roll.
3.
So 3 is forced. You gotta think about 4. Take a piece off.
Now double 4.
Oh, this was interesting. Well, that's a force. So I gotta take 3 off or play 3 off the or all 4 off the, you know.
So how do you decide on the 2?
The shot leaving sequences, you know, in most variations, I'd rather get the 3 off, gives me a better gammon chance. And even if I roll some pretty bad number and leave like a couple blots, he's only got a 3-point board, so it's going to be somewhat difficult for him to contain me.
Six two is forced. Now 20
That
numbers
leaves the
hit.
shot. Aces and deuces.
He hits with a 6-2.
Yeah, I'm going to have some difficulty in bringing all my pieces home. This game goes on for a little while, where he's got basically all the decisions coming down the stretch here. Now Phil Sandberg did a lecture, which I assisted with him with in Monte Carlo, where he talked about containment, you know, positions. And he was of the mindset to, like, you know, don't worry about the 35-1 joker that's going to burn you. Just keep your checkers spread out and try and, like, you know, have your opponent have as much difficulty as getting his pieces home as possible. He thought about this for quite a while. I think he made the outside point, and then he still thinks about it a little bit more. So this is the first time I ever played Ryan.
He's a good player.
For, you know, what is he, 24, 25, 23?
He's young.
He's young, but I mean, I think I met him like 4 years ago or 5 years ago, and he was like 19, and he was a phenomenon then. Still a phenom. He's like an 11th place ranking on the BMAB as far as PR is concerned.
Yep.
And last time I checked, it was about like a 2.8 or 2.85. Very, very strong. So I won't say that I was intimidated, but I was definitely going to play carefully, play my best game, and also, like, with a tendency towards increasing the volatility in you know, games that, you know, I'd rather not play an 11-point match. I don't want to play him a 21-game match with all 1-point games. Will beat me on the checker play. So so I took a few chances as far as, you know, cube action and some checker play that we'll see in the next game. Okay, so, oh, this is interesting. So what would you do with the deuce here, Alex? The 4 is forced. So you can come in and just slot your 3-point, or you can come all the way to the front and give him 6s and 5s to hit you. So one way, he doesn't have a direct shot at me, but I put an extra blot in my board. And the other way, I don't leave the extra blot, but I give him attacking chances. And I've got 7 checkers off with 3 on the 5-point. So it could get problematic as far as, you know, if you manage to get all those pieces home and tempo me onto the bar the whole way, and then I fail to come in once. This was about the same. He was probably going to hit me either way. He's looking at it.
A blot on the 3-point would have been a long-term liability that you'd have to deal with.
Yeah, because then I'd only be able to lift it with the deuce, and I don't want to get a second checker hit. I'm leaving the blot on the 3-point. It gives him more motivation to take more chances and not really worry tremendously about being hit. So I just gave him the 6 and 5 shot. I mean, he still has 4 pieces out of play and a low 3-point board. So I just thought that was a reasonable. Yeah, I just came back from the San Diego end of the season San Diego Backgammon.
Oh, I saw that. How was it?
That was a lot of fun. It was like, you know, there was a few Grandmasters there, me, Bob Wachtel, Art Benjamin, and Frank Frigo, 2-time world champion. And there was a lot of talented, enthusiastic amateurs. There was other notable players, including Cara Schultz, who I played in the 4th round. And it got to be 6-6 to 9. And the winner got like $2,200 for the big side pool, and the loser got nothing. So I begged her to split, and she agreed. She's a cool kid, very good player.
Yes.
She usually beats me, but this time I beat her. I got lucky. So there aren't many decisions for me. There's decisions for Ryan. I mean, you don't want, he is trying to get off the gammon, but he's also trying to win the game. So he's got to balance like those ideas.
Double
And
five.
what a shot. He just like, I'm not going to gammon him, but that I'm assured of the win here. I'm going to have some chance to gammon if I roll the right numbers, but it doesn't end up being that way.
I heard Larry Schiller in my ears after the double five.
Oh, really now? Well, he's the voice of backgammon, so how could you not hear him? You're the mind of backgammon, Alex. There's the voice.
Bill Simborg says he's the mouth of backgammon.
Oh yeah, the mouth of the South. Is he from the South? I don't even know.
I think he lived in Texas.
He lived in Texas. He lived in Chicago. He lives in New York occasionally.
Florida?
He's a Renaissance man.
Oh, double two. You couldn't take any
Didn't
off.
get anybody off. If I'd rolled double fives, it would have been a gammon. Okay. So he rolls a 3-2 here. You have the deuce to play? Just want to make as many doubles work as possible, just in case I roll a double. I mean, here he might be concerned about like wasting a pip on a 6-1 or 5-1. This one also, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, what you just want to be careful with is that you don't roll a big double and then don't get a checker off. So here at least double five. I mean, he wastes a pip on 6-1 and 5-1, but they still get him home, so it's fine. There's a few weird sequences where you might get gammon, but this is not one of them. And we're on to game 2, which is
Right. 2-0.
the game of the match, really.
9 away, 11 away. For the viewers, can you explain why the away score is more important than the absolute score?
Well, I mean, it's the destination. That's what you're playing to, So if it was 2-0 to 15 or 2-0 to 5, it's a big difference. So here it's 2-0 to 11, which means that I need 9 points to win the match, but Ryan needs 11. So you got to keep that in mind. How many you actually need is a better way of thinking about it than just the absolute score.
You want to know how far you are from the finish line.
Yes. So, did I take a break here? It's possible. And Alex, while we're on break here, or not break, but while the players are away from the table, I just want to say to the viewers that you did a great job of doing the streaming and commentary all week long. We really appreciated that.
Oh, thank you very much. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. I was thankful that I was able to have a lot of guest commentators like yourself. People really like that, as well as some top players on the stream. We had a lot of top players come to the tournament, so it's always fantastic.
Yeah, I didn't get to do as much commentary as I wanted because I was too busy winning matches.
Yeah, that's the better thing.
Yeah. So I'm always going to have something to do, either play the matches or do commentary. Okay, so Ryan with a 5-1. Okay.
I remember we featured a match of yours on the stream against Chris Trencher again.
Oh, that was an amazing match. I was way down, and I ended up winning it. Chris is a very good friend of mine, and we always trade 10% at tournaments. And I was the benefactor of that when he won the Las Vegas tournament last year. I got 10% of his prize money, and this time I got to make him a little bit of money. So it goes back and forth.
Now 3-2.
Okay, so 3-2. I have the whole thing to play?
Yep, there's the 3.
Yeah. Well, that's was that right?
Yeah.
It was pretty close, but I got a better board, and this is not so swift here. And like about 5 moves, you're going to see like a super joker that he rolls. It's just amazing. Spoiler alert. Well, we're not going to discuss it right now, but yeah, so he puts me on the bar and gives me some bad 6s, and He's duplicating threes. I rolled a 5-3. Well, that does it all. It's an
You're
amazing.
giving everything away, Steve.
Huh?
You're giving everything away.
What did I do?
And you say he's gonna roll a super joker.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Well,
Takes away all the suspense.
okay.
So now 6-1.
All right. So, I mean, I can move the checker from 11 to 5 and move the back checker up. But, I do duplicate his threes when I go to the 15 point, which is what I did. And also, if he doesn't hit me, I've got 3 builders to make the 9 or the 10 point. And he rolled a 6-1. So he's got
This is a tough decision.
He actually was supposed to make the 5 point. Let's see what he actually did. Hit and come out. Okay, that's what he's looking at, and he hits the clock, and that's. So I wasn't too sure about that, but I mean, it doesn't seem unreasonable, his play, because he gets to send me back and come out to the 18. But what's this here? 2-6. All right.
Great Fogerlin.
That checker.
5-2.
2. Well, I mean, I don't think I want to leave a double shot. I could run to the midpoint and leave a double shot. So if he doesn't hit, I can make the bar point. But I can also, I hit him here. I see. Was that the right move? What was I supposed to do?
Yeah, it was close.
It was close enough. Actually, in retrospect, I think I would have made the correct play. The Ryan rolls double aces here from the bar. And he can come in and hit me on the 23, which seems completely obvious. But he's got 2 more to play after that. He's looking at it, and he's doing prioritizing in the correct way. And
Everything.
I go from being in the lead to having 3 on the bar, and just don't roll 6-4.
Okay.
6-4. He snap doubles me here.
Okay, so this is where you're 3 on the bar. What's your thought process here?
Well, I mean, the negative is that I think his worst number is 6-1, and that still makes the deuce point. And I got 3 on the bar. I don't have an active builder on the 8 point, which means something. But really, 3 on the bar, and I could get closed out. Although I have good structure, and he has 3 checkers back, and maybe half his numbers make the 5 point. So even if he rolls one of those numbers to make the 5 point, like ace deuce, or then I can come and hit the checker on the 3 point. And I think about it a long time, and I thought, really, this is a very unusual position. Major tempo in favor of the guy that's got 3 checkers back and against good structure. So it was one that I'd never seen before, and I wasn't sure what to do. But one of the biggest mistakes I tend to make in matches is dropping takes. So if I wasn't sure what was right to do, I thought, well, just take it, number one, because it could be a take. And number 2, I want to increase the volatility against the better player, Ryan Rebelo, who's, I think, probably number 1 at Galaxy right now. I don't know if you know about that or not.
Always in the top.
In any case, I did make the wrong decision. What does this say? 1.035. I think it rolls out to about 1.04 when I rolled it out.
Okay, it's close.
Anyway, so I think a long time about this. It's like and I do have a 2-0 lead, so that's another incentive, to not necessarily gamble as much. But I need more than 8 points. Anytime you need more than 8 points, you could still pretty much play any position would be like a take at 0-0. I really thought about this a long time, and usually I end up with a lot of time on my clock at the end of the match. So I thought, just use this time for this position. I can get backgammon. What percentage do I get backgammon? 2%. But I get gammon 32%, almost a third of the time, and about half of my losses are gammons. And I take it. I made the wrong decision. We'll see how this game plays out. See, this is like double fives was not one of his top. No, that's okay. It covers, brings a checker out, and if I don't hit him back here, I'm a good chance I'm going to get gammon. He thinks about it a long time. He eventually makes the correct play, and I roll. And I don't even remember what I rolled here, but it seems obvious I roll a 5 because if I don't roll the 5, probably getting 6 primed and closed out. But I did, and he dances, and I'm like, wow, I'm in this game. You know, I do have 2 on the bar versus his 1 on the bar. And I dance again. Okay, well, that was a missed opportunity. And he comes in and hits. Again, it's desperation time for me to roll a 5. And I did not roll a 5. I did not roll a 5 and hit him on the 20 point. But I did roll double aces to enter all 3 checkers on the bar. And hit him, and it's correct. And if he doesn't come in here, it's going to be bad, but he anchors up. He anchors up, but inconveniently with a 5 to play. What's he supposed to do with that 5? Apparently he was supposed to get up to the 16, but he, I think he made the 8 point. Yeah, he made the 8 point, which gives me a variety of different numbers to help me to reverse the tempo. He's looking at it. He doesn't end up making that play. But it gives me a variety of different ways to reverse the tempo with 2s, 3s, and 4s. The point on him in like 4s or ace-3 to hit the back checker, or 6-4 to hit the back checker. And I roll 4-2. Very interestingly, even though my play is reasonable, it was actually right to hit on the 20 and the 4 point. And he fans there. Now, hey, what's the question? What's going on? As Kid Woolsey says, what's going on here? You know? And I showed this to a few different people, and they had a variety of opinions on the position. I mean, some of them thought it was too good to double, and it was not too good to double, but it was a very, very strong double. Now, Ryan did eventually take this cube here, but to his credit, it does not roll out at a 1.153. It rolled out at a 1.07, which is still a mistake, but it's not a blunder. It's just, you know, an error. But I was hoping he would take, because even though I was leading 2-0, I was thinking, like, I don't have that many anti-jokers, and there's a very real possibility of me sending 5 checkers back behind a prime, and that could possibly earn me a gammon, and that would give me a 10-0 lead against the great Ryan Rebelo. I mean,
and there's 7% backgammons.
I do have some backgammons. So Ryan takes it very quickly. However, let's give him credit there for the fact that he was thinking about whether to take the whole time I was thinking about whether to double.
Of course.
Not like he made a hasty decision. He just had already made his mind up on what he was going to do, and then he did it. Now, unfortunately for him, it wasn't to take. And like I always say, what do I always say, Alex?
If it's not a take,
it's a mistake.
That's right.
Anyway, so this sequence is going pretty good for me here. Now he's got 2 on the bar, and he stays out. And so I'm going to make the 5 prime here, and then I'm going to have ambitions to make the 8 point or the deuce point. So I get a 6-5 here, and it looks like I made a little bit. Oh, it's microscopic. I was supposed to come out and make the bar. Instead, I just played for. I played presuming I was going to get out. Just played for the prime and not a closeout, but the blitz. Okay, so he stays out again. So my ambition is probably just make the deuce point next. Of course, I want to escape my back checkers. And ace deuce, which does make the 6 prime. And it's a pretty good position to be in. Now he rolls a deuce, so then I might have a decision to make whether to break my prime and hit him or not. And I did indeed have that choice. And it looks like I made a small mistake. No, wait a minute. Oh, no, I was supposed to attack, and I didn't. But I guess my thought was let him come in and bust, because I have 2 checkers back and a 6 prime. So I basically can bring those checkers out at my relative leisure. and let him have the decisions as to whether what he's going to do with his pieces to have the incentive to getting hit or not hit. He's going to have some decisions to make, and he rolls a deuce 5. And
you don't want him to make the second anchor.
right, so is this in your book, Alex, or is this in your, like, for him to play 6-1? That was the right play. Would you have known?
Interesting.
Okay. So Alex wrote a book about backgammon, it was backgammon strategy. But I also wrote an article about backgammon. Backgammon is calling defending against a backgammon. This is like written 20 years ago. And so basically the objective is to divide and conquer. You want to send half the checkers back to the backcourt and let the other half bust inside the board. If you can do that, somehow to make that happen. You can't always make that happen, but so if I rolled a 6 here, well, it'd be a good question whether I was supposed to hit or not. Based on my philosophy, it seemed like you should hit. I didn't have that option. So I don't mind piling checkers on top of the prime as a way of killing large numbers. He rolls a 4-1. So again, these are really complicated and tough choices of what you're supposed to do.
What it likes 8-4-6-5.
So he was really, really just like completely make a block prime in front of me, so that if I did roll like a big double, like double 4, 5, or 6, I'd be forced to hit, or even a 6-5, and he'd be forced to hit and come out. And if he stays off the bar, he stays on the bar, doesn't come in, then he can maintain his timing. And he didn't make that play apparently. What did he do? He just played 2 off the 8 point. We're watching him in that process right now, for him thinking about what to do. So he does that play, and these are tough decisions to make here. Okay, so I rolled 4-2. That's a very good number. I mean, I can crack in this position. Weird things can happen. So for me, you got to check her out, and now he hits and slots, and that's fine. So I hit him, and again, if he stays out, it's troublesome for me. And I roll 6-4, very good number. And he rolls 5-4, not so good. You're going to think about this one a while, about what to play. So is he going to blot it up and just hope that I hit so he can fan, or is he going to like make some points and just hope not to get an extra checker hit? Maybe save a few gammons, but kind of hard for me to see with the gammon percentage on different plays. So anyway, so he leaves the 4 blots in his board. And I do roll 5-4. I'm forced to hit. And happy to bring the checker into a nice distribution point. Fans with that. Now the question, should I hit the ace if I do roll it? Because then that, based on my premise, that would be, what you want to do. You want to hit and send them back. Half on one side, half on the other side. And I played the 5 there. Oh, so now I'm giving him a bad 1-6. That is specifically if he rolls 1-6, then he has to come off the anchor and have like 3 blots in his board and a chance to backgammon him. Although the backgammon premium is only 1 point out of 4. Now I do have to hit him here. He re-anchored, remade the back game. And, he does have pieces out of play and pieces in strange positions, but it's not so bad for him. So again, do I want to pick up any extra blots? Maybe. If I can pick up both of those blots, I think it'll take away a lot of time for him to be able to build his position while he's on the bar. So duplicating 2s for whatever it's worth. This is now an attempt to make the 6 point. Wouldn't be bad. And he rolls, or I roll, 4-2. All right. So I leave the outside point slotted. So if he does happen to roll 6, which he would need, he's going to hit me and send me back, which hurts his timing. And the 5-1. So I think he needs to play the 5 first and think about the ace, because you might want to move checker to the 23 point. Give him a chance to escape more checkers. Maintain his board. And when I roll 5-3, makes a 6 prime. And it is indeed correct. It remakes the 6 prime. So now if he rolls like a 6-5, he can't come out. All right. So he slots it inside his board. What do I do? Roll here.
6-1.
6-1. Well, yeah, get to maintain my board. I used to bust on 6-5 and those types of numbers. So let's see, what does he do with
2-1.
yeah, I mean, it does kill 5s, but now 4s and 3s don't play so well. It's a 6-3, so I still, my incentive is just to maintain the prime. So if he rolls 6-4, he's got a bust. And if he rolls 6-5, he doesn't get a piece out, which he did roll 6-5.
Double one.
I guess I made a small mistake here. So this is interesting because I said before I don't want to pile checkers on top of points I want to clear, but I don't mind keeping the prime a little longer. Here, so it gives him an extra chance to bust if he doesn't roll 6. So I'm actually preventing him from getting those pieces out. So 4-2. That's not so good for Ryan. And we have a similar looking game to the last game. It was many checkers back in the last game. Yeah, he had the 2-3 back game. Now he's got the ace deuce back game. So 2 back games in 2 games. But if you can't time the back game properly, you're not going to have that great a chance to win.
You know what I found are the 3 most important things in a back game?
What are they?
Timing, timing, and timing.
That's what I thought you were going to say. So
Double
this is
four.
the score here. I took 4 off, but left a shot. And he missed.
Bob Glass, he's out of the misses.
Yeah, that was the famous matching with him against Kent Goulding. Kent Goulding had just gotten divorced from his wife, apparently. And Bob left a double shot or triple shot. Kent missed it, and Bob fires back with, "And how's the misses?" And Kent says, "Oh, we got divorced a few months ago." Bob. Okay. Double twos. He's rolling some lame numbers here, Ryan. He wants to hit, and he isn't able to yet. So we'll see whether he is able to hit later in this game. If he doesn't hit, he's going to get gammon. And we'll see what happens here. So did Adam get any good presents for Hanukkah?
Oh, he got plenty, but now here's a 3-2. So you hit or not?
Oh, I want to hit.
Yeah.
I want, if he dances, if he rolls double 6s, I'd rather have him on the bar. Gets off the gammon more. I mean, he gets gammon more. Ryan's got a 5-2. This seems reasonable. Get a checker out. We'll put him further back where there's a little harassment.
6-1.
1. Okay. Not quite forced, but I don't want to put 2 blocks in jeopardy.
Double
And
one.
rolls double aces. This is not his day. Yeah, so if I can win a backgammon here, match is over. If I can win a gammon, it's 10-0. And even if I lose the game, unless I get an 8 cube, I'll still be only down 4-2. It's pretty unlikely he's going to win. So let's see what I rolled here. I rolled 5-1.
5-1. So a lot of people don't realize that it's legal to play 5-4 and 4 off.
Yeah. So certain variations of backgammon around the world, you have to play the bigger number first, but not in the quote unquote American or modern backgammon game. So 4-2 for Ryan. And so That's interesting. I also thought it might have been right to come off out to the 18.
Believe twos.
Yeah. So I do roll a number to hit him. And if he doesn't hit me, if he does hit me, it's good for him. And if he doesn't hit, I could roll 6, 5, 6, 4, 6, 3, 5, 4, 5, 3, 4, 3, and leave a double shot. And let's see what I do roll. And if I roll double, the match is over. But what do I roll? And 4-1's not terrible. I could have left a double shot. So I'm going to hit him 2-1, get him out of my hair, my thinning hair. And I still have a chance.
Backgammon.
If he doesn't hit,
4-2.
4-2. So interesting. He can stay. He can get a shot on some aces. But if I take 2 off, he has 5 numbers where he's backgammon for the match. And so thinking about what to do, and let's see how close it is. Right to stay.
Yeah, staying is right. 6-4 takes 2 off.
5 numbers, bad numbers to get backgammon for the match, but he doesn't roll it. But this was a very fortunate win of 8 points to take a 10-0 lead, and I never take anything for granted. I don't think like, oh, I got the match won. Who am I going to play in the finals? Which I knew was already Kit Woolsey. I just try and stay relaxed and just play move by move. What move can I make right here? And it's a 10-0 lead, so it's sort of a modified DMP. It's not that bad if I get Gammon, and I'm rarely backgammon. So you would play this mostly as DMP. I slot with the 2-1. And 3-6 for Ryan. What I rolled.
2-1.
Right, that's good. To make a nice interboard point. Make the outside block 11 point. 5-2 is not very constructive. And I'm kind of thinking at this point, this is a game I can win, I mean, I know I have 2 checkers back, but I'm ahead in the race. And I had choice whether to make the 9 or the 4 here. I think you would have done, Alex.
Yeah, the 4 points strips the other points. That's the bad.
Yeah, but you're using those checkers for effect of doing something constructive. And so I don't mind stripping points in order to do something constructive. However, it was right to make the 9, make the blockade, and still give myself some builders to make the double force. Well, it looks like I should win this game easily, but that's not what happens. I don't think. We'll have to wait and see.
Remember on the stream, I was telling people the story about one time I needed a super joker. Yeah, the super joker double 4, and I said, Steve, I'm thinking of a number, and it rhymes with bubble whore, and then I rolled it.
Yeah, that was at El Cerrito.
Yeah, before it was.
I remember that. Such fond memories.
People don't like it when you say those rolls on the stream.
Right. So 6-4. All right. So I have a choice. I can play big. I can hit him twice. I can just bring a checker down and hit. And if I don't get it back, then it's pretty strong. But I ended up making the safe play, which was right. Was that an ugly play like Dirk Schieman's lecture?
Somewhat of an ugly play.
Yeah. Now I got a deuce 3 coming up. And that's a pretty interesting problem.
Malcolm Davis used to say, it hurts my eyes.
Table. It's a deuce 3. Well, I can hit and cover.
So.
Go ahead.
What were you thinking about? I know you were looking at
I was thinking that even if he hits me back and gammons me, that it's, he's an odd number of points away. And even if he gammons me, he'll still be an odd number of points away. So I haven't lost the additional game. If it would have to be 10-1 Crawford, may indeed have still been correct to hit and cover. But then the gammon loss would have been very important. But I decided, look, he doesn't have a lot of numbers to hit me back. and the race is relatively close, and I have equivalent board strength. So I decided eventually to hit just, I guess the final decision was based on that the gammons didn't really hurt me that much, much more than a loss. And it was pretty clear play, but I had the time on my clock and I wanted to be careful, make the right decision. And let's see if I did that. I did do that, and let's see if Ryan hits me back, which he does. Okay. So Ryan just wants to win 1 point. He wouldn't it wouldn't bother him if he gammoned me, but so I roll 3-6 off the bar. Now it's looking like I'm taking capitalization over his situation, and he misses. And so what's the race here? This is an interesting play because he can come down, not leave a shot in a situation where he's got a better board, and he's also way down in the race, but he had the foresight to really, challenge me. And I roll.
Oh, this is interesting.
Unfortunately, I misplayed. I was supposed to play very simply, very simple play, making the bar point safetying, but instead I went for the all-out execution to hit, make the ace point, and then do something with the last one.
That's 14-13, I guess.
Well, that's what I did, but it's the wrong play. It's even a blunder. First of all, he has a couple of jokers to hit me back. Like maybe just double 4. No, double 2 and double 4. He can hit me back. There's not that great a chance of getting backgammon, but it sure looks like I'm in a pretty good spot here to win this match and win 10-0. But let's just take a look and see how this proceeds. Oh, 4-2. Okay. And I thought about this a long time. I thought about all the different hitting variations, which I could do, which ones would be the most productive. And only at the last minute, I look at it and say, wait a minute, I could just make my 3-point here. And the 4s that come in are duplicated with the 4s that are, for they can hit me back with. So I eventually just made the 3-point, which was the right play. And if I was really, really short on time, I might not have found it. And I'm looking like, wow, if he doesn't come in here, but not only did he come in, but he came in and he hit. And let's see if he chooses the right one, which he did eventually. Let's take a look and see what he does. He also wants to make the right decision. So even though it's a very good number, there's no need to rush it. He's taking a look at the other variation, which is good. You have the time on your clock. Look at the other variations. Not touch move and backgammon like it is in chess. So what did I roll here? Stayed out with Bubble Bjorn. And so this is pretty standard blitzing type, decisions that he has. He can win via a prime. He can win via a blitz. He doesn't need to gammon me, but he also doesn't want me anchoring up. So he rolls a 4-1, and actually was the wrong move because, he's got 5 blots around the board. If I roll a 3, then even though the gammon doesn't help me, he just needs to win the game. So he doesn't have to take those extra chances when he's not getting the extra reward for winning a gammon. And he rolls a 5-2, and just bringing the builders in to go for the closeout. Then I roll a nothing. So he's got 3 builders in range to make the deuce point. And he rolls 6-4, and he does make the deuce point. And so I'm not panicking here, but, just kind of figure I'm going to get closed out, and I'm probably going to get gammoned. But I'll still be up 10-1 or 10-2. So it's not so bad. It's very good, actually. Yeah, so this is, this is my first chance playing Ryan. The young great players, Ryan Rebelo and Zdenek Ziska and Kerry Horty. Can you think of some others?
Oliver Squire was there.
Oh my goodness. You know what? I had a little blank out there because I told Oliver, I said, Oliver, why don't you tell me the next tournament you're going to and I'll see if I'm going to it also. And I'll just actually buy you a timeshare to go like into Marbella or something so that I don't have to lose to you every time.
Yeah,
Because
I
he's been
told
like
him
on fire for the last year or two.
he wins every super jackpot. I gave him a nickname, Mr. Super Jackpot,
By the way, do you know why I had a chance to win the Bob Glass Memorial Masters tournament?
because
Because
all
Oliver wasn't entered in it. He was
yeah.
entered in the Super Jackpot instead.
Did you like that there was a super jackpot?
Did I what?
Did you like that there was a super jackpot
I
event?
liked it from the perspective that it kept Dirk Sheeman and Oliver Squire. It didn't keep Ryan Rebelo out of the Masters jackpot because he played in both. But a lot of the big time guys, Chris Trencher also played in the. I think he actually played in both. So but some of the really top dogs didn't play in both the Super Jackpot and the Masters jackpot. So that
But Chris Trencher was instrumental in organizing the super jackpot, and I believe that it attracted a lot of top players.
yeah, very reasonable because you know really good players they want to win and they want to win as much as they can given the opportunity and so yeah there was a really strong field. The finals ended up being Oliver Squire and John Rockwell, and it was a close match, but Oliver as is his with his ability was able to win that another super jackpot for Oliver Squire.
There were a lot of people consider hedging at that point. They wanted to put more money on the side.
Yeah, well, all depends on what your gambling tolerance is. Anyway, back to this match. It sure looks like I'm gonna get gammon.
So I
Backgammon.
told I was gonna tell you, I told Oliver next year if he wants, we could just forego the tournament and give him the trophy for the super jackpot, so he doesn't have to waste his time coming all the way here.
Yeah, if you fund that endeavor, then I'll support you in spirit. So he's got a 4-1 here. So 6 numbers either way, but there's a modest amount of double jeopardy. And whatever gammons he loses off this, it actually was right by about 0.01.
What is
Maybe
double
back
jeopardy for
here.
the viewers?
So if I stay out, I can have a chance to get a shot. If I come in, it's just going to be a gammon loss. And I rolled a double 5. So, I never give up. I was playing Mark Olson and also for the first time in Florida. And he goes, "You give up?" And I'm like, "I never give up." I'm like Terminator. And if I lose, I'm like terminated. So, well, it looks like I need a couple of doubles here to get off the gammon, or maybe one big double. I don't know. Yeah, well, I have 9 crossovers, so I need one big double and him not to roll double and no misses for me. And so again, 1-5, going to make those 2 crossovers. Yeah, so I can get off the gammon if 1, 2. I think I need a double. So again, I make the 2 crossovers. He's off in 3. I just need one big double. I mean, a really big double, like double 6, maybe double 5 or 4. So what did I roll?
6-2.
Oh, I have one chance, or is it 2 chances? No, I get double 5 or double 6. 2 chances to save the gammon out of 36. And he rolled a double, sparing me the possible injury by rolling one more time. Thank you, Ryan. And it's 10-2, post-Crawford. So this is an interesting score, Alex. Anytime both players are odd away and the trailer has a chance to try and steal a point from their opponent, trick them into dropping the free take. And let's see if Ryan is going to go for that tactic, or he's just going to, one of the drawbacks of trying to trick your opponent into dropping a free take is you might forget to double, and then that could be a real disaster. So he just doubles right away. Figure I'm not going to make a mistake. He opens with the, oh, this is interesting here. So I can make the anchor, or I can make the 2 inside points, but I do make the 2 inside points. And to my own peril, he rolls a double 5 with a chance to gammon me and go to 10-6 post-Crawford.
The first right about that Ottaway post-Crawford trick is Walter Trice.
Oh, okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah, 6-4.
Okay, so, I mean, he's going for the closeout here. Closeout gammon again, brings the match to 10-6. I come in with the deuce, I have a little bit of hope here. He only has a single checker to hit, and he can't hit, but he can lift and split. And now if I roll a 2 here, then I can anchor up. I'd be pretty happy about that. Saves most gammons. And what do I roll? But a 2-1.
Right.
So lucky me. Got the anchor, which I wanted. This is not terrible for him. It escapes the back checker, makes an outfield point. And what do I roll? 4-1. So I get to hit and safety.
So of course you couldn't make the 5 point because you had to hit.
Yeah, and he rolls a 4-1, so he's threatening to make the advanced anchor. It looks like I think that's reasonable. It turns out it's the correct play. And what did I roll here? I rolled a double 5.
5, great roll.
So I can't attack, but I just escaped. And let's see, even though I'm down in the race, there's no other reasonable play that I can make that doesn't leave an open checker. And he's got a better board than me. So I don't want to get gammoned at this score. And I don't mind escaping my back checkers. So I do just that. After a little bit of thought, I'm looking at what other play do I have? If I make the 3 point, then I got to leave an open checker. So I'm thinking about it a little while. I have plenty of time on the clock. So I do run the back checkers all the way out. And now he anchors up. So he's got a very reasonable chance to win this game. I mean, he's ahead a little in the race. He's got an advanced anchor, and they don't have the facility to really prime him in that easily, unless they roll double 2, 3, or 4. So now he can run here. I even thought about maybe he should run because he's leading in the race. I have insufficient attacking capability, but he didn't do that. Ryan's a great player. He's better than I am, and he's going to continue to get better than me as I deteriorate slowly, hopefully. Okay, so Ryan makes the 5th point in his board. And I've got 3 builders to make the 3 point, which is reasonable. And I'm hoping to roll one of those numbers to make the 3 point. And I roll the dice out. To my surprise, I rolled the double 2s, which gives me the ability to make a 5 prime, block him in even further.
Could have made it
in the race dramatically, and also having a much smaller board. And so on the next roll, I roll a 5-2, and I got to consider whether to make the inside point, leave him a 6-3, or just to bring the old builder into the 6 point, or possibly bring the builder down the slot, which I didn't consider. But I decided to take a chance and make the 3 point, saying, okay, he could roll a 6-3, but it's not likely. And I was counting the race at this time. I could see that I was significantly down, so I thought, just for long-term purpose of containment, let me make the extra point in my board so that he can't run off too easily. So he's got a deuce to play. Going to think about it, whether to save a 6 or not. And
plays are close.
Ryan was losing pretty badly in his match, but he was very well composed. He didn't complain like I'm subject to doing. And, he's going to be a star for decades to come. I just hope to go to his 50th birthday party. That's my goal.
Ryan's or mine?
Both of yours.
Okay.
So anyway, so 6-1. So I double slot. I got to do it. You know, if he pops out with a 6, it's going to be a problem for me. But this is really bad for Ryan. So yeah, it's 12 pips, but now he's got a weak board, so I can try and trap him somehow. He's got a pretty big lead in the race. Oh, I roll a 4-3. This was very interesting.
Yeah.
I made the wrong play. I decided to break the 5-point and actually make a 4-point board and give him an ace shot, but ace deuce cracks, and some of the other aces don't get out, and he only has a busted 3-point board. So I thought if he doesn't hit me, which is a 2-to-1 favorite not to hit, I can remake the point. But the actual right play was to break the 9, letting him out. So I didn't want to do that. I was wrong. He rolls a 5-3, so it's kind of a swing there. And I roll a pretty good shot of double 3s. And this is like, it's going to give me a pretty good chance to win if he doesn't roll double 5 or double 6. And what did he roll? He rolled 5-4, so we're racing here. It's a close race, but he's got a lot of wastage and crossover disadvantage, and I slot my 4-point. And so if he doesn't roll really big here, and he didn't, good chance just to win this race. If I win this race, I'll go to the finals of the Bob Glass Memorial Masters and play the Hall of Famer Kit Woolsey. We'll just see whether that's actually going to happen or not. Ryan keeps rolling small. And I'm gonna just like hope I roll an 8 every time, and then that's fine. A little 4-1. It's a little 6-1. That's fine. And Ryan rolls a 6-2, so he still has no checkers off, and I have 3 off, and it's my roll. And let's see what I roll. I roll 3-2, so I have 5 checkers off. Ryan rolls a 3-1, so he gets a piece off. So I'm like 3 rolls ahead if I don't miss. Even if I miss like 3 times, then he still needs a double. So it's a pretty good spot for me. Ryan rolls a 3-1, taking 2 off, and he's got 3 off now to my 7. So I'm 3 rolls ahead if I don't miss. And roll 3 1s. I still got 2 checkers off. He's still down 3 rolls. He rolls double 4s, but it doesn't get him the extra shake that he needed because I only got 3 checkers off. And it's my roll again. And I'm rolling the 6-1, which plays. So he's got 9 checkers left. He's probably got to roll a couple doubles here. Rolls 2-1. Nope. This is standard, non-good number. And I roll we don't know yet, 6-2. So he's going to need a couple of doubles, and I have to not be off in 2. He's still got 7 checkers left, I think. He's got 6. Can't see if there's what checkers are piled up.
7 left.
So I roll 6-5, and he had 5 left, and he can't do it. So Ryan, the great Ryan Rebelo, fell this time. I was happy to play him. I hope we have many more matches in the future. And then I went on to the finals to play Kit Woolsey. And if that's a mystery to what the viewers want to know, I won't say what happened.
Congratulations to Steve.
Thank you, Alex.
So that was a great match to watch. It was tough, but I think you got the good rolls. He was missing a lot on those double shots.
Unbelievable. Double shot, single shot, he missed. There was an old backgammon hustler used to play at the Cavendish West Club in the 70s and 80s. And if you kept missing shots, he says you couldn't hit water if you fell out of a boat.
Yeah. That's
Eddie
funny.
Feldman.
That's funny. So what are your overall thoughts about the match other than what you've mentioned?
I was in shock when I was up 10-0 because I was thinking like this is a great Ryan Rebelo. Is probably going to be like, 14, 15 game match, a real grind, a real slog, a 2.5 hour match. But it was over in an hour and 5 minutes, and I really was in shock. It was like the rolls went my way. Apparently, I had enough easy decisions to play a relatively decent PR, and Ryan had tougher decisions. But yeah, this has been a great year for me so far, really, with all the tournaments I've done well in.
Yeah, that's fantastic. And unfortunately, when there were three players left, you ended up getting the anti-bye. So you had to play Ryan, and then Kit got the bye.
Well, but they structured it so that it wasn't unfair in terms of equity. Because if you didn't get no, sorry, if you got the bye but then lost the finals, you got third place. So it's perfectly equitable, but there was a higher variance involved in that situation, and so I was more at risk of not capitalizing on my situation if I didn't do well. But when I did do well, I was going to make the maximum. Yeah,
Hopefully next time they get a full field of 32, so you don't have to worry about that.
yeah. It's just it is what it is, as they say.
Yeah. All right, very good. Congratulations to you, Steve. Do you have any final comments before we conclude the video?
Sure. So anyway, these tournaments are great. I mean, especially love the tournament in LA. I tend to do really well here, and I think it's because I don't have I'm getting up there. I'm 64, and just these tournaments and traveling, going to the airport and flying cross country and taking Ubers and trains to get to your destination, not getting its time change and all this stuff. It makes it difficult to do really well in tournaments. But but when I get to stay at home, and not have to fly to a tournament, I tend to do a lot better, and it's not a surprise. I mean, I won the Vitor Cup, which is less, 100 miles down the road. We got to stay at host John Vitor's house. In the LA tournament, I've traditionally done very well, and even though the competition stuff, I feel pretty relaxed in this environment. Yeah.
Well, good. Very good. Congratulations. Thank you again for joining me on the commentary. We'll go ahead and conclude the video. Thank you, the viewers, for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe, and you'll be notified every time I upload a new video. Let me know what you think in the comments below, what you'd like to see in future videos, and I'll work on it. And if you love backgammon, you can become a member of this channel, giving you exclusive access to the most popular videos. Again, my book, Backgammon Strategies, is available. There's a link in the description to where you can get it. And if you're interested in lessons, please contact me via email. My email address is also in the description. And I'll also put Steve's email address in the description if you'd like to get lessons from him. I look forward to seeing you in future videos. And until then, keep rolling your dice.